Let's talk about Clove. Hello and welcome back to another video. I'm your beautiful host, Young Buffett, and in today's video, we're going to do what we always do. So what you're going to do is you're going to scroll down to my description, you're going to click on the link to go to my Finery, and then you're going to end up on the moon. On Finery, it's a free place to hang out. We talk about stocks all day long. We were taking a look at Apple's earnings, Amazon's earnings, and what was going on with Facebook today with that name change. So we got some exciting things. If you need a place to hang out and talk to like-minded individuals, this is the place to go. So click that link, join Finery. It's free, it's fun. Why wouldn't you? But let's just jump right into it. Ape Wisdom covers Wall Street Bets, Wall Street Bets New, Wall Street Bets Elite, stocks, stock market, investing, SPACs, options, day trading, and short squeeze subreddits. I've said that so many times that I feel like I can just say it by memory now. But anyways, trending stocks on Reddit in the past 24 hours. Number one, we got Tesla. They had a good day today. Number two, we had Lucid Motors. They had a crazy day today. Some of the options on their options chain were up a couple 1,000%. So congratulations to anybody who played that. I have not touched Lucid yet. Number three, we have Prog, then SPY. Then we have Amazon, who missed on their earnings, which, by the way, how do you miss when you're Amazon? I feel like they're just such a big company and they just have so much going on. How do you miss? But anyways, then we have Facebook, which is now called Meta. So if you don't already know, I can make a video about this and talk about what happened, but they changed their name. They are no longer Facebook. They are now Meta. And they're getting into the meta space and the meta world and VR and NFTs and a bunch of crazy stuff. So that's going to be a very interesting transition to watch. Their ticker will change. I don't know what their timeline is yet. I'm going to do a little bit more research. I'll crank out a video. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss a thing. Next, we have Apple, who barely missed. I thought their earnings were fine, but they're down a couple percent today. So really interesting to see how this is going to digest tomorrow and next week. I'm super curious to see how it's all going to play out. They did hint at some chip shortage issues and how they think that it still might be a problem in 2022. So keep an eye out on it. It's at a discount if anybody's interested in picking up some Apple. I don't hate these prices, but very interesting to see that develop. And then we have our first meme stock of the day, GameStop, and then AMC at 11, AMD, DWAC, Smile Direct Club. I feel like these things are losing a little bit of momentum and some hype here. We have to scroll all the way down to number 52 to see Mr. Clove. So jumping into Clove, let's see what their overall sentiment is. And we're sitting at 83%. Yesterday it was getting close to about 50-50, so that was kind of worrisome. But nearby words include Wish, Smile Direct Club, buy, holding, BB, up, like, should, next, more, back, bags, quietly, loss, and running with 3 Gs. But as always, I like to see a positive and positively trending overall sentiment. I don't really care how many people are talking about it, but if there's good conversations around it, I like that. And again, we take a look at Ape Wisdom because we want to see what's going on and what people are talking about, because it might give us some ideas. For example, some people might be talking about Snapchat because of their involvement with the meta space, with their AR glasses, with some technologies that they could develop and maybe potentially partner with Facebook. So these are things that I look at. These are things that we should be aware of. Who's talking about what and why? So let me know if you want me to incorporate talking about all stocks instead of maybe just one stock. But a lot of you are here just for one stock, and it's not on this list anymore. The comment volume has dropped so much. It has not been on this Wall Street Bets ticker sentiment for about a week now. But we can still look it up because I like to look at this chart. The Wall Street Bets sentiment on Clove. There was a lot of conversation going on over here, and the stock price was moving. There was a lot of volatility. People talked, and then the stock price went up, and then people stopped talking, and then it kind of consolidated a little bit, and then it worked its way down, and then people just got over it a little bit on the Wall Street Bet side. The stock price is moving back up, and the comment volumes are not. So I like to see that. It shows more of a natural movement, even though it's not natural at all. So 7.5 was the max pain. If you've been subscribed, which if you're not, you definitely should be, but if you've been paying attention, I even posted something on my YouTube community page. So you should have seen it when you opened up the YouTube app yesterday. I asked, do you think Clove is going to go to 750? I asked this yesterday. And it definitely did just that. So the max pain seems to be controlling things here, and I suspect it to continue to be controlling things here until earnings. Now, I sound like a broken record, but I'm going to explain to you what max pain is again. Max pain is the strike price, and in this case, it's 7.5. It's the strike price that Clove needs to close at the end of the week for it to cause the maximum amount of pain to everybody who bought calls and puts. Now, what does pain mean? Pain means you lost your money. So if you bought a $11 call, they want that to expire worthless. If you bought a $8 call, the market makers, the people who sold you that call, want it to expire worthless. So it's in their best interest, based off of volume, to make sure that Clove closes at or just below or just above 7.5. And it's doing exactly that. And it has been doing exactly that for quite a while now. And I'm waiting for some sort of catalyst to kick in. Now I'm going to skip ahead to Reddit really quick. I saw this post by Asmat System. Great Redditor, by the way. We've looked at a couple of his posts so far now. But Clove short interest ratio increased to 3.3 days to cover. DTC was 2.78 on October 25th, so it's increasing, which is good. Dark pool short volume, 933,000 shares, and dark pool short volume ratio, 28.21. Source FINRA. So if recent low volumes continue, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday's volume was 7.78 million. Tuesday was 8.36 million. Wednesday was 6.36 million. So if the volume continues to stay low, then Mr. Asmat here suspects that days to cover will increase further. So shorts continue to keep a tight grip on the price, but only 7 more trading days left for them to play third quarter results. Due on Monday, November 8th at 5 p.m. Eastern. Then the whole world will know the latest fundamentals on Clove and its long-term prospects. Retail investors are confident that third quarter results will be better than second quarter results based on all good news over the past few months. But it seems most institutional investors are waiting to see the actual figures, which makes a lot of sense. I mean, you could love a stock all day long, but if you don't know the numbers and you don't see the numbers, a lot of people with big money aren't just going to buy a stock because they like a stock. They're not going to buy a stock because they think the stock is going to do good. They need to see the numbers. They need to see the plans. And a lot of cases, earnings is that level of exposure that they're looking for. So Clove's price has moved up from ultra low of 723 today to about 745. Just 1.4 million shares traded in the first 40 minutes. And then he continues to say how none of this is financial advice, which it's not. It's just a bunch of people looking at the stock and digesting the news and information and charts and numbers. So the stock did move up today. And as everybody might have suspected, so did the shorts. So net short volume now sits at negative 1.4 million. Net short volume in dollars sits at negative 10.4 million. So the shorts are piling in. People are shorting and shorting and shorting every single time this stock sees the light of day and starts working up. It had like a 4% day today, 4.68. Well, that seems like a great opportunity to short, huh? It's super interesting. I'm very curious to see how this will affect the price of the stock tomorrow and next week and coming into earnings. The options chain was pretty crazy today. About 19,335 options traded on the 7.5s. We took a look at these yesterday and we called it out, and it did double, about 220%, more than double. So it's an interesting play. If I was to do any of that, I would be in and out very quickly. Be careful with weekly options that expire tomorrow. Jeez. So be careful, all 19,000 of you guys. And then 15,745 people bought the $8 call, which is only trading for $2. So they're expecting Clove to hit $8 by tomorrow. It might not. Max pain is 7.5. So let's see where that gets controlled. The next week's volume is kind of low. The week after that, even lower. November 19th, even lower. So again, none of this is financial advice, but if you want to play some options, I suggest you buy some time to be right, because with a stock that is so controlled and so manipulated, you're going to need some time to be right. So let's jump over into Clove's daily movement today. As we saw, it was pretty low volume, shooting the stock price up from an open of about 726, seeing it hit the max pain line was really funny. So it hit this max pain line, this red line right here, and then it worked its way down, and then it tried to break through that max pain line again, and it did, and it came right back down to that max pain line, and then it worked its way right back up, and then came back below the max pain line, and then worked its way right back up, consolidated a little bit, and then worked its way right back down to that max pain line, and then worked its way right back up to a strong close of 763 at a high today. I like seeing stocks close the day on a high. I don't know why. I feel like it's a good sign. A lot of people are excited coming into the next day. They're adding positions and volume started to go up. It is kind of dipping a little bit in aftermarket, but it doesn't matter. Very curious to see how this plays tomorrow. 4.68% day. That's good. We haven't done anything. We're still holding. Cost basis of $10. But let's see what happens next, huh? If you have any questions or anything, leave it in the comments below, and I love you, and I'll see you in the next video.